Oh, we really messed up here. Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Hilltop Building, where we're going to be focused on our living room. We're going to build two built-in cabinets, one for each side of the fireplace. It's going to have two drawer slides, shaker-style door panels. We're going to have an oak top that we're going to stain. We're going to paint the base. And then this way we'll be able to keep all of our kids' toys in there and have it more organized in our living room. Not to mention, it's actually going to give ourselves like a wider appearance in our living room. Our living room is extremely long, so this should actually overall make our room look wider. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking for the cabinets on each side. We have our fireplace and a window on both sides. So what I'm thinking is putting a built-in bench seat right here with two drawers. So this is going to be 20 inches deep, roughly 20 inches high. And depending on which side we're looking at, I think it's roughly about 65 inches wide. And that's for both of them, give or take. What we're going to do is we're going to install two drawers. We're going to go with a recessed look on the panel. It's going to be shaker style, look flush, and then we're probably going to go with some type of oak top. And then we'll either paint it or stain it. Not really sure what to do right now. But in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to start getting the material cut for the carcass itself, and then we'll add all of our features after that. The final touches, which is going to be the face frame, the top, but we need an overall structure first. We're going to build this out of plywood, 1/2-inch ply. We're going to build a toe kick as well. That way when you're going out, look out the window, your feet aren't pushed up against this cabinet itself. It's a little bit recessed. It's more comfortable fitting. So we're going to add a toe kick. We'll build all this out of pocket hole screw everything together, glue it, assemble it, then we'll add the final touches. Let's go ahead and start cutting it. We got all of our pieces cut. We just got to assemble it, and then we're going to transition into the bottom portion of it where the toe kick is, and then of course after that we're going to get the faceplate on there. All right, let's get to it. Both are done. Center divider's in. These are going to have drawers. We'll get the faces. What we're going to focus on right now is the bottoms. We got to build it up 4.5 inches. So 4.5-inch bottom with 3 1/4 recess for the toe kick. So we're going to build that right now. I'll start cutting all the pieces for that and then start assembling. Is the face frame. What we're going to do is we're going to have a bottom rail, a top rail, center section, and then of course two ends. And we're going to drill those together with a pocket hole jig. Goes from 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, or 1.5 inch thickness in wood. All you do is set your collar to the correct depth, set yourself up with the wood, and you're going to use the correct Craig jig screws that come with this kit. So again, you could use a small one like this. You could pick it up for maybe 30 bucks at Lowe's, or we got a larger one, and that's most likely what I'm going to use just to make the job go quicker. So we'll build this really quick, then we're going to go field fit it. Base frame is done for the second cabinet. Here's the pocket holes I was talking to you about. And if you don't have one, like I said, get yourself a Craig jig. And then of course one of these clamps. For example, once you line it up, this goes in here, you clamp it down, keeps it in place, that way you can screw it. So go ahead and get this sanded, we'll bring it inside and we'll dry fit it. Base frames are done. Now it's time to work on the drawer panels. We're going to be using 3/4 by 2.5 inch wide material for the edging and 1/4 inch paneling. It'll be a tongue and groove system for the miter, so it'll be a nice strong joint. And then we'll assemble it, glue it, put it all together. So we got to make 4 of them. Let's get to it. So we missed it, but I actually ended up cutting a groove on the router table that you guys weren't able to see because my video cut out. But from here, you'll actually be able to see I put a groove on each of the rails and stiles, and then put a tongue on the ends of the rails. So essentially what's going to happen is we're going to be able to interlock these and create a solid joint here. So it's got a nice flush surface on both ends, nice clean look here, and then an inner groove where we're going to end up putting the paneling. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut all the panels, insert them, glue it up, clamp it, let it sit, and then we'll sand it. Move on from there. Now that I got the panels cut, you'll have a better idea of what I'm trying to do here. Bottom, we have our inlaid panel, goes in that groove. We got our tops, and then of course our sides. Oh, we really messed up here. So I made a mistake, but that's okay, because that's what this is for. Basically, I forgot to take into consideration this bottom and this top. What we should be measuring is right here, in between the two. I measured the overall. So, minor fix. I'm going to take these panels back over to my table saw. I'll rip them all down, and we'll try it again. But so you don't have to watch all that. All right. I think we got it right this time. So let's take a look, see what we got. Let's try to assemble it. This one's over here. That fits our bottom and our top. Make sure these are all good. Like that. And there we go. And of course, but here it is. So we got our first panel. Let's go ahead, assemble all 4 of these. We got to glue them up. We'll throw some clamps on them, and then we'll let them sit and dry, and we'll move on to the next thing. So let's go ahead and get these 4 built. These came out great. Right now we got the 4 faces, really nice tight joints, really good. Clamps held out well, everything's dried. Now we got to bring in 180 grit sandpaper down to 220. Just get rid of all that burring. Then we're gonna go ahead and wood fill it. We'll sand it one more time, get it ready for primer and paint. Move on to the other things. All right, 2 things we're going to try today. One, using a track saw. Never used it before, but people swear by it. So we're going to go ahead and give this a shot. And then secondly, try to miter the most perfect edges ever for this bench seat. It's created a template. And what I did is the walls are never perfectly square or parallel to one another. So if you want it to fit snug, then the best thing to do is make a template up, bring it back, and then saw cut your lines. So I knew it was going to be 20 inches deep, so I ended up putting a piece in the back and a piece in the front, 20 inches out, because I wanted it to be parallel from front to back. But the sides from wall to the fireplace, I wanted to make sure that it fit perfectly. It might not be square. So what I did is I ended up following the wall contour by putting a piece here, and I have double-sided tape on the corners to allow for that variation in the wall. So I put that on there, kept everything stuck, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, put it on a piece of plywood, mark my lines, and then cut it, and it should fit perfectly between the fireplace and the wall. After further thought, here's what we're going to do. We're going to square everything off with the track saw. Then when we go to make our miters, we'll miter everything on the table saw. I'll run it through there, and everything should be good then, hopefully. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try it, see how it goes, cut it out, throw it on the table saw, put a miter on it, butt them together, call it a day. Let's get to it. What we're going to do is we're going to start the drawers. We're just going to rip them all down to 9 inches, and then I'll start cutting them to length. We're going to be cutting them at 16 and 25. We got to account for the width and the thickness of the boards, and then we're going to put a 1/4 inch groove in there on the router table, 1/4 inch panel at the bottom, and then go from there. So let's start ripping. That's it for today. Thanks again for watching this episode of Hilltop Building. Next week, we're going to finish installing the drawer slides and whether or not we should stain or paint it. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. We're going to show part 2 of us either painting, staining it, depending on what you guys think. Be sure to also follow us on Instagram. Also on Instagram, Hilltop Living, where you'll find interior design inspiration. We're always posting on there. Again, these are going to be more detailed videos, so more to follow. Until next time, thanks again for watching Hilltop Building.